Last Sunday, Manchester United fans around the world have witnessed something amazing. As the press was leaking Cristiano Ronaldo's claims during his Piers Morgan interview, Alejandro Garnacho was scoring Manchester United's winner to give us the 3 points against Fulham. And I thought that was extremely prophetic, extremely poetic. As Cristiano Ronaldo's star was dying, imploding in a supernova, Alejandro Garnacho's star was rising from the ashes. A new Red Devil was born. The king is dead. Long live the king. And Alejandro Garnacho's performance against Fulham has reminded us, Manchester United fans, what this club is truly about. That means if you think that you are too big for the club, always remember that at Manchester United, there's always a youngster. There's always someone who is as good or even better, waiting in the wings, just waiting for the right opportunity to take the mantle and take the club forward. And so in this video, I want to pay tribute to Alejandro Garnacho by analyzing his goal against Fulham. A goal that may seem quite simple, quite straightforward, but it's a goal that shows that far from just being a youngster with great physical and technical attributes, Alejandro Garnacho also has great mental attributes and a great potential. Ladies and gentlemen, we could just be witnessing a transition from the number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo, to the new number 7, Alejandro Garnacho. So let's analyze this goal together. Okay, so now let's start the sequence with Manchester United's counterattack before the second goal, Garnacho's goal. Now, the first thing I want you to notice, of course, is Alejandro Garnacho's positioning right here. He's hugging the touchline. Now, why is that very important? Is because a lot of the managers who like to play a possession game, like Pep Guardiola and Erik ten Hag, this is the Johan Cruyff way of playing it, is that the wingers are encouraged to always hug the touchline. Why? Because the first rule of defending is that you have to play tight, narrow, and compact. If you look now at the Fulham back four right here, they're really tough to break down because through the middle, there is not enough space to exploit, and that's the sensitive area of the pitch, right? And that's the area where you want to clog by having as many bodies in there. So the wingers are encouraged to hug the touchline in order to stretch the opposition so that there is enough space for the central players, your striker, your midfielders, and sometimes your inverted wingbacks to exploit. That's the first thing. Garnacho right here, by going into this area right here, he shows great reading of the game. We know clearly what he wants to do, and it's clear what he wants to do. So let's see what he does. So he gets the ball, and then now Garnacho is going to start running at the defenders. Now I want you to pay attention to Reed, the right back, and Issa Diop, the right-sided centre back. Now the key here is that for Scott McTominay, and especially Eriksen right here, for them to be able to contribute to the sequence, the center back, the right-sided center back, Issa Diop, and the right back, Reed, have to be dragged towards Garnacho in order to create space. So Garnacho runs at them. Now look at Issa Diop. Oh, there you go. He, like him, the right back, and of course this player right here, I think that's Daniel James, right? Who is retreating. Both of them are around Garnacho, which means that Eriksen has a lot of free space, but also look at Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay could have been the guy who scores this goal because he's also in acres of space. I just want to point out Marcus Rashford over here. I think that Marcus Rashford, by moving diagonally into this space, he could have also been an option for Christian Eriksen. So Garnacho, with his move, he was actually able to provide a lot of options for Manchester United to score a goal. So Christian Eriksen goes for the through ball. Now, Scott McTominay is intelligent. He knows that he's likely to be offside, so he doesn't want to be involved in the sequence. And this is what I like about Garnacho. So he goes, there you go, tenacious. When you are a Manchester United player, it's not over until it's over. And he goes through, the Fulham defenders are caught napping, goes through, and perfect finish, just places it into the net. So what I really like about this goal is that it shows that Garnacho, far from just being a technical player, he's also quite mental. I think that Erik ten Hag, when talking about Garnacho previously, he said that he's a player who can unlock defenses that sit deep and compact. And this is a great example of that. because he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He saw that this was a counter-attacking opportunity for Manchester United, but that the back four, Fulham's back four, were deep and compact, and so he needed to drag some of those players out so that other players, mainly Christian Eriksen, Marcus Rashford, and Scott McTominay, can find opportunities, openings for them to exploit the situation. And so an amazing goal, and I really hope that this kid signs a new contract at Manchester United, and then he keeps his head down and keeps on working hard so that he keeps on getting chances and improving at Manchester United. But anyway, the king is dead. Long live the king. Alejandro Garnacho, well done, and can't wait for the next game and see what he can do. Guys, cheers.